Hey, this is Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment and the Inner Sanctum Radio, and I am here with Mr. Denard Jacox. Welcome.
Thank you, Nisi. I'm glad to be here. You're such a wonderful person.
We go way back, y'all. That's why he's saying that. That's why exactly why he's saying that. Denard, I'm going to cut to the chase, and because we have a lot to talk about, so I am going to try to get as much information, pull as much information as I can out of you. So, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
You want the long version or the short version? You know, I always have these different versions. So I got them all ready for you.
I want the short version.
Okay. the short version.
Yeah, I want the short version.
I have a bachelor's degree in computer information systems from DeVry University. I went to Dunbar, class of 76. I also have a lot of understanding from the streets. I went to the School of Hard Knocks, which means that I have my street creds. A lot of preachers don't have their street creds. But I'm most proud of the fact that I have become a kingdom man. You know, my wife once told me, she said that I was a good father, and I took that and ran with it. And the reason I ran with it was because I love giving and helping people. And it wound up that I helped a lot of youth. And that was because my wife told me that I was a good father. And I thought I'd be a father to many. So that gives you the short.
Okay, that gives me a short. Okay, so the name of the organization that you have is called A Faithful Few. So how did you come up with that and why?
Well, initially it started off as the Crusaders Faithful Few, which was an old softball team. And me and the coach were talking about some of our members, how some team members were faithful and others were not. And so we said, you know what, there's only a faithful few. And that's how we came up with the name Faithful Few.
Oh,
and as time went on, we dropped the Crusaders because like with anything that grows, we evolved and moved into other sectors of helping people. And so now we're just the Faithful Few.
Okay, so can you tell me some of the programs that the Faithful Few are involved in?
Well, I'll give you two of them. One of them is the GOTS program, Girls Off the Street. And what we do is we want to bring them in off the streets. And so we use basketball as the hook. You know, you got to put some bait on the hook. If you want people to come in, you got to do something for them that they want. And once we get them in, we introduce them to our secondary program, which has now become the major program because the pandemic has shut down. Oh, that's another question. But we are growing the basketball program and using that as the tools because there's so many lessons involved in learning and the discipline that kids are no longer getting at home. And we focus on the young ladies with this program. The secondary program is called Think It, Make It, Screen It. And it's not really a secondary program. It's a full program in and of itself where we teach the youth how to use cameras, how to think. It's used for critical thinking. A lot of times people do not think things out, and especially our youth. They don't think them out. So when we were creating this program, I had to give all the credit to Catherine Sullivan, who's a professor at the University of Chicago and my partner on this program. We wanted them to think about what they were doing, then to use the cameras and stuff. They had to learn how to use the camera, how to focus, and edit the film. They give us a complete project by the end of the program.
Wow. So is there an age limit for these children?
Well, I like to get them young, so we try to recruit in 6th grade, and we follow them all the way through high school if they'll stay in the program. And I use various incentives. Like just recently, we did a healthcare package for them. You know, the travel kits that you have when y'all young ladies travel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, us men, we have call it our shaving kit. You know, we have our shaving cream and everything in it.
Okay.
So we gave out those, and also to help the families, we gave out dish detergent, toilet paper. You know, toilet paper is a big thing in this pandemic. It's a big thing. So, and hand sanitizer in both packets. So that is where we are with that.
How do you come up with to get those supplies that you gave out to the families and the girls? How did you? Was that through donations? How did you go about getting those items?
I happen to been blessed with a really good board of directors, and some of them just reached in their pocket. I came up with this number because normally our program encompasses 20 girls. And in those 20 girls, sometimes there's a need for their family to be serviced as well. So we did 20 girls, 20 youth, because it wasn't just girls, 20 youth, and then we did 10 families. And 2 of my board members paid for the most of it, but we also partnered with a few different organizations. I think I sent out the meeting from the health fair. I sent it out. But yeah, we are funded basically by our board, donors like yourself, and a few other organizations that we partner with.
Okay. What's the cost of the program for the girls? Is there any cost associated with that?
There is, and the vast majority of it is paid for by sponsors and donors. Most of my, I won't say all, because I don't want everybody to think that we just run around here with poor people. We have some people that have, and they give back, and they give, because some people have moved on out of the program. So we have donors, we have board members, and then there is a small fee to cover some of the costs that is passed on to the participants. Because what I found out is if you give somebody something free, they generally don't appreciate it.
Really?
It's not well taken if you give it to them totally free. There's no buy-in, as they said. To give you an example, one day I was standing up at a game waiting on people to show up to go to the game. But because the faithful few had paid all the fees, somebody had arranged for the girls to go free to Great America.
Wow.
You get that? And so we wind up forfeiting.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So after that, I said, no more totally free ride. You have to do some work.
Okay.
If you don't have money, see, it's 3 treasures. It's called the 3 T's: your time, your treasures, and your talent. You have to give me some of those. And if you give me some of those, then we'll find a way to make it work.
Okay. So now you had mentioned earlier about COVID-19 and the programs. How are you adjusting with your programs, and how are you working with those programs in this COVID-19 pandemic?
What I found during this pandemic, I basically shut down the program, the basketball program, because I didn't want to take a chance on anybody's life. I can't replace a life. But I found that lots of people are playing basketball with these kids because that's how they make their money.
Okay.
And I think that is so, I can't even think of a word to use. It's bad. It's bad.
I would say irresponsible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need you. I need you because I might say something really wrong, and people
Okay.
won't like what I said, but they wrong. They wrong. That's irresponsible.
Wow.
And I think it's even bad that the parents allow their kids to go.
Yeah.
That's the bad part about it.
Yeah.
So at any rate, we shut down the basketball program, and I found out that the girls went with somebody else and they played because some parts of Indiana was open,
Okay.
Joliet, Illinois, and the suburbs around Chicago
Hmm.
were open. So they paid and went to those tournaments. And we don't know how many people were infected,
Right.
but
Right.
I know that I didn't do it. So that part closed down. And what we did was we expanded the Think It, Make It, Screen It program. And we did it online using Zoom.
Okay.
And I'll give you a link when the final product is ready.
I am so looking forward to it. I know the last one that I saw that I saw pictures of the last one that you guys did, and I thought it was really awesome because everybody looked like they were so involved and they were having such a good time. And it just, from an outside looking in, it just looked like they were learning. You know, you can tell when a child is really invested in what they're doing and they look like they were really having a good time. So I applaud you on that.
Well, don't just applaud me. The program is not just me. It was so much work that went in. I am proud because we have students who have graduated from college who come back and help with the program. We have kids that are in college that help with the program. And we have Catherine Sullivan, once again, which is a university professor
Mm-hmm.
who takes care of the program. What I do is I go out and look for talent. Normally, I just use the basketball girls,
Mm-hmm.
but I also bring in some young men to add that continuity, you know, to make it more fun. And that's how we operate that. I enjoy it because, you know, I'm a ham. I like to act a clown sometimes, and they allow me to be a part of it, their lives. And that's the critical part, is that they can see a man doing manly things and being a father figure,
Wow.
a role model.
That is so awesome. So, okay, someone looks at this video and they just want to make sure, what do you want them to walk away with thinking about your program?
I really want them to understand that there are still some people out here who will give their time, their talents, and their treasures. Three things that you cannot get. You cannot get your time back once you've
Right.
given that time. And to create quality programs, it takes time. We operate as if we're getting paid. In other words, we don't cut no corners because the kids ain't got no money. No, when we were taking them to the basketball programs,
Mm-hmm.
we went and competed with everybody else. The tournaments were fully paid for. The shoes were paid for. The uniforms were paid for. What I'm saying is we gave our best. I think that people need to learn how to give their first fruit, their best. That's all I ask, is that if you say you're going to volunteer to do something,
Mm-hmm.
do it as if you're going to work and getting paid, because we need that kind of service.
Wow. Okay, so under the circumstances with the way the world is going right now, what's next for the Faithful 50?
Because we don't know what's going on. We don't know how much longer we're going to be in lockdown mode. We're asking that people make cash donations
Okay.
or adopt a child and make the holiday season. We're getting ready for the holiday season, which
Mm-hmm.
is one of the most depressing times of the year. I can't tell you, I won't divulge that we have had young ladies and men who have tried to commit suicide during this time of the year because they're so overlooked.
Wow.
And to see somebody at the age of 13, 14 talking about ending their life, it touches me. It hurts me. I can't imagine how bad things are for them because I can't go inside of them.
Right.
But what I can do is give them a shoulder and hold them like a father would hold his child. And you know, as a parent yourself, you know that anything that you can do to comfort your child, that's what you would do.
Exactly.
And so I'm asking people to do what they can, if not for the faithful few, for somebody.
Wow.
Or some other program.
Speaking of the holidays, I know you have a program, and we're going to skip past Thanksgiving, and some people consider Halloween as a holiday, which I don't know why, but that's just my opinion. But tell me about the Christmas program that you have every year, because I know I've tried to participate in as many years as I possibly can. But could you give us a little idea of what you do for Christmas, for the holidays, for the kids?
Okay, so what we do this year, we're going to do it just a little bit different, but we take each child, and we're not going to do the party portion.
Okay.
So we're going to deliver directly to them. So we're asking that you can adopt a child, and that child has certain gifts that they've already asked for, and if you can get those gifts, fine. But we want them to get a coat and some shoes, mostly gym shoes, because we try to keep them in the gym when the gym is going to open back up, and we want to get them back in the gym so that we can wrap our arms around them. We're going to have a what do you call it? A list online.
Okay.
And on the list will be the items that the kids have asked for. So. And then you can also make a cash donation. You know, we'll have all of that in the email. And it's called the spirit of giving because the giving is a spirit. And so only a faithful few have that spirit of giving. I'm sorry. Some people, they look in their closet and they say, okay, and they'll pull something out. That's why we do new coats, new shoes, no refurbished stuff. We're trying to uplift these young people. And so we want them to believe that somebody cares about them enough to do what's right.
Okay. So tell me how can we get in touch with you if we want to make donations to your program, or if we just want to find out some more information about what you are doing? How would we get in touch with you?
We're faithfulfew.org.
Okay.
Or you can dial 773-426-3472. That's our phone number. And we answer our phone all the time because I don't know which one of the youth are going to be calling me, which one needs to hear a word. And sometimes it's not the youth, it's the parents. They need the help. Yeah. They need to hear a word, you know. Yeah. So be encouraged and know that there's somebody that cares for you, that will go the extra mile. And that's what we are to a chosen few. We can't save the world, but if we start with those that are close to us, then we can reach out to the community.
Wow. That is awesome. I so appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. This has been a long time coming because we have been planning this for a while. But I do want to have you come back and just kind of keep us posted on what's going on with the kids, what we can do to help, and then just kind of follow up and see what you're doing. Is that okay?
Thank you so much, Denise. I enjoy watching you. And you know I do watch from afar, but I see the work that you're doing, and it's so great that you would call on somebody, a humble servant like me, and ask me to be interviewed. My job is to be a facilitator. I just make things happen. I'm not the main piece. I'm just a piece. Okay.
Well, I've been watching you for a few years, and so I've seen the work that you've done in the community. And again, like I said earlier, I applaud what you're doing, because a lot of people sometimes get so wrapped up in what they're doing, they forget, and that's something that you've never done. So again, I applaud you.
And I thank you so much for having me on the show. I will look forward to hearing from you and being here again and giving you an update, because the next thing for the Faithful Few is to get funding, grants. We are a 501c3, but we have yet to receive a mainline grant that would allow us to have people in a permanent situation. All of our volunteers are just that, volunteers. Nobody gets paid. That's the greatest part about it. Right now, nobody gets paid. Everybody is donating. That's three treasures, the 3 T's. They're doing it. So I'm looking forward to the next step.
Well, that's where the Faithful Few comes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Denard, thank you again so much. I definitely appreciate it. This has been Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment and the Inner Sanctum Radio. Back to you in the studio.